Now down to business, sort of business. We're going to play a game. This is called the animal game. I'm going to think of a secret animal, and the computer's going to guess what it is. So, animal game. So it's going to ask questions about my animal. My secret animal is a parrot, by the way. So, does it have wings? I say yes. Is it a parrot? This is a really smart computer. Okay, so now I'm going to try again. And my secret animal is an eagle. Does it have wings? Yes. Is it a parrot? It didn't do so well this time. I give up. What is it? So tell me a question whose answer is yes for an eagle. It's not so good at grammar. And no for a parrot. So is it the national bird? Thanks. So let's play again. And my secret animal is an eagle. Does it have wings? Yes. Is it the national bird? Why, yes. Is it an eagle? Yes, I win. So we can keep going like this. Okay, my secret animal is a gorilla. Does it have wings? No. Is it a rabbit? Sorry. I give up. So, does it have long arms? Does it have wings? No. Does it have long arms? No. Is it a rabbit? No. I give up. Okay. So, is this a functional program? No. How do you know? Same arguments, namely none, different behavior. Okay, every time I call it, I get different behavior. So it's not functional. So it has some kind of local state information, except it actually doesn't. It actually has global state information in this case because there's a structure of all the animals that it knows about. And initially, that structure looks like this. Yes. Parrot. No. Rabbit. Okay? So that's the structure that it starts with. And so now I call it, and my secret animal is an eagle. It says, does it have wings? Yes. And what it finds is not a question, but an answer. So it says, is it a parrot? I say no. I give up. What is it? It's an eagle. And then it says, tell me a question whose answer is yes for the eagle and no for the parrot. So is it the national bird? And then we get rid of this and make this point here instead. Okay? So that's the structure of the game. I'll show you the code in just a moment. But first, let me tell you about the data structures. Basically, this is a binary tree, right? Because the questions are all yes or no questions. And the leaf nodes are animals, or guesses. The branch nodes are questions. So for branch nodes, looks like this. the word branch, and then a question like, does it have wings? And then a yes branch, which is going to be parrot, and a no branch, which is going to be rabbit. Now, the leaf nodes look like the word leaf, and then the animal. Okay, so this is using type tagging to distinguish branches from leaves. And we're going to go through the program and see how it works. Okay. So we have a data type called node here. And the way we make one of these is we have two constructors, make branch and make leaf. So these are the constructors for nodes. And if you compare what you see on the screen with what I drew on the board, you'll see that they go together. And here is the initial definition of animal list, which, as you see, has one branch node and two leaf nodes. Okay, we also have inside here selectors. So carve a node is its type, which is either the word leaf or the word branch. And we have, skipping down here a moment, procedures leaf question mark and branch question mark. It says, is the type leaf or is the type branch? Now, if it's a branch, then it has a question, which is the catter, a yes part, which is the catator, and a no part, which is the cataditor. If it's a leaf, then it has an answer, which is the catter. Okay, so those are the selectors for these binary trees. And now here comes something new. Up to now, we said an abstract data type is implemented using selectors and constructors. But here's a third kind of thing called a mutator. Set yes bang, it has an exclamation point in its name because it's a mutator. It changes the value of an existing structure. And set no bang. And these both call a scheme primitive procedure set car bang, whose first argument is a pair and whose second argument is anything. And there's also a set cooter, pair anything, that changes what's in a particular node. So let's, let me now kind of spell this out. So this guy points down here, leaf parrot, and this guy points to leaf rabbit. So here's the initial configuration. And now we're going to run the program. The code, by the way, is terrible, which is what happens when you do things sequentially instead of functionally. So, and we have to do that because it's asking questions and reading answers from the user and so on. So we have to do this first, this, then this, then this, then this. So the code goes on forever, which is kind of annoying, but sorry. So here's a helper procedure, yorn, which is actually supposed to be pronounced Y or N, because you have to answer yes or no. If you say yes, it returns true. If you say no, it returns false. And if you say anything else, it says, please type yes or no, and it keeps asking until you finally say yes or no. It's very insistent. Okay. So display the question part of the node. So when we call this procedure, we're always calling it with a branch node. I'm not even testing for that. That's the assumption. And that's because our initial tree starts with a question. So we're going to keep getting at least one branch node until finally we get down to a leaf, which we'll handle inside here differently. So we have a branch node, display the question, display a space, called y or n. And so yn is going to be either true or false. It's a Boolean, depending on whether the question was yes or no. Now, the question was, does it have wings? So that's the value of question of node. So I said, yes, it has wings. So the value of yn is true. So now here, why is this a let inside a let? Well, because I'm using the value of yn. So I could have said let star, but since the book doesn't talk about let star, we just expanded the let star into what it expands into, namely nested lets. So we have to have a value for yn from the outer let before we can examine that value in the inner let. So next is going to be either yes part of node or no part of node. I said yes, so this is next. Please don't draw an arrow into here thinking that you're pointing to the car of this pair. Right? There's no such thing as pointing to half a pair. The car of this pair is the thing that is in the car. Okay? Okay, so now we let next be that. Now I say, is this a branch or a leaf? If it's a branch, then what we do is very simple. We just recursively call animal, this procedure, on the new node. So that's, we had a question, we got an answer, now we have another question. We just do the same thing recursively, because we're going to keep going. We're not going to do anything interesting until we finally guess an animal, because we hit a leaf node. I mean, it is interesting that we're traversing a binary tree, but the code isn't interesting. It's just this little recursive call to animal. So it's a leaf node. We say, is it a answer of next? That's catter. So we say, is it a parrot? Question mark. Let correct flag be y or n. So correct flag is going to be true or false. True if this guess was correct according to the user. False if not. I said, no, it's not correct. If correct flag is true, it just says I win, and that's the return value. I win.